Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to a wonderful evening of Link to the Past Randomizer. We are here today with fylion and our wonderful Plasma Kappa, who, don't worry, we are here to help. I am Mr. Scruff the Ninja Tuna, and I am welcomed by Sir Linkalot777. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing amazing. It's the first day of the tournament. It's been a year since we've had this. I'm sure everybody's excited. We've had so many matches already today, but we've got at least one more. I think we got another one as well, but we're going to get started with this one shortly in just a couple minutes. This is the first race between these two. But how are you doing today, Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna?
Oh, I'm good. I've hopefully gotten all of the terrible seeds out of my system so I can actually enjoy winning for once. But I'm definitely expecting some really fun between these two runners. fylion and Plasma Kappa's both really, really great runners in their fields. I'm expecting some shenanigans.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of shenanigans this seed is going to throw at both of our runners. Will it be Aga? Will it be Ped? Will it be both? Who knows? We'll find out. Maybe it'll be a jet seed.
Well, I don't know. With that hash, I'm gonna guess we're gonna be hunting all over for the ice rod. Not gonna have any luck with dark rooms. And it may be Aga required? Gonna go ahead and see if I can start making correct assumptions. Ooh, and we are off there. Alright. Mirror to start in Link's house. That's a really nice find. Kappa's going over to Sanctuary, just finds 5 rupees.
Yeah, I think Fylion got a little bit better. Looks like we got a quick map check there. Looks like we had 1 and 2 on Eastern Palace Desert, and I believe that was the green pennant up in Hera.
Yes, indeed. I don't know what's with the recent trend of green pendant Heras, but all the seeds I've been running lately, they've actually been pretty good. So let's hope it's the same for these guys.
I mean, it could be a lot worse for a green pendant.
Oh, that's true. It looks like our tier 1 tree pole was just single rupees, so nothing exciting there, but we're gonna see what we've got from Uncle. It's more rupees.
Oh, Bush Crab's got bombs for us today.
Ooh, that's gonna be some good luck. That way you don't have to be worrying about farming for anything. And it looks like Lumberjack is dead, so... I mean, unless they really want those 3 bombs, no need to go to Aga as of yet. But we still have hope for Dark World access.
Or there's also other things that could cause it. Who knows? The bad things.
Oh, that is true. Some of the weird technical things. Like having hammer and pyramid crack. Oh, that'd be fun. No, wait. Hammer and flips.
This is evil.
Speaking of evil, let's see if our thief is. Nope, he's just pilfering arrows.
Hopefully he doesn't have a bow and he's not planning on doing bad things with those arrows. Not that it matters because we took them.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Who's the thief now?
Wahaha.
Right, nothing major so far in the first couple checks, though. We just got that mirror in Link's house. Fylion still doesn't know about the bombs on Bush Crab. We'll see if he's going to go check. Probably not. Looks like that is a no.
So we're just gonna have to hope for Fillion's sake that we've got a pack of bombs here in the first 4 chests of Blindside. We shall see.
I'm going to start with single arrow. We got Bloom Mail, 20 rupees, and we get the Moon Pearl.
Ooh, okay, now this is the do or die moment. Is the back here gonna be something decent? Ah, nope, just some love. So, Fillion won't be missing out on anything if he decides to skip it.
Yeah, I don't see him skipping it. It's hard to skip those first ones, but yeah, I like doing this personally. Doing the well first, I feel like it's a little bit less time than having to go all the way down a blind, especially if you don't find a bomb. Speaking of bombs, though, how about you just get 10 in the very first chest?
That is some fantastic. What would you say, luck or grinding or both?
Both.
There you go.
We got our first sword, just some more rupees so far, and Kakariko well.
Not a bad start. So we've got our Moon Pearl, so, Dark World's not going to be difficult. Oh, and the flute off the bottle. That is honestly one of the best places to find flute, because you just get it, you activate it, and you just forget about it.
I honestly would actually say that is the literal best place to get flute, because you cannot be any closer to activating it than you are.
Very, very true. Very true.
Unless, of course, you're short on rupees. But thankfully, neither one of our runners were.
Now for the chicken hut. What is the old lady hiding in those little tiny birdie coops?
Finally deciding, they're hiding the power gloves, and finally deciding he wants to toot at the wall, see if it'll open up for him. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. So already, we're not even done with Kakariko yet. We're only a hammer away from Dark World.
Wait a minute, Nat. I think you're drunk. You need to go home.
Maybe that's the safety net that they use to throw the drunken patrons out.
That would make sense. Now, I kind of want to find a bar somewhere around here that actually will do that. Looks like it was just a heart container in that library, so not necessary there. Or at least it's pretty good, but since no one has boots, it's not going to be on the top of their mind. Oh.
Welcome, race game.
I think there are a couple of items that are a little bit drunk today. That is definitely a good thing to get. We're just a fire source away from being able to complete desert, and hopefully not required to get boots, but it's desert. We got like what, 1 in 6 chance of it actually being necessary?
2 and 6, I think, depending on which key is up there. Because you might be able to clear it if the big key's not up there, but if small key, then it is still logically boots locked.
Yeah, and God forbid you want to be stuck with something good over there, and you just orphan it, and it's like, whoops. But it looks like Kappa is actually going to be heading up the mountain to go visit our old man, save him from the darkness. It'll be interesting to see if fylion follows.
Yeah, getting the book early like this, and the flute, it's kind of interesting. You've got a lot of routing options to begin with. You could, if you want to, go dive desert and check that, lovely Agonist cave, which usually gets last location. It's nice and easy when you have the flute. And speaking of that, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Excellent.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, you really want to skip that? He's like, oh yeah, I've got a book. Let me go get that.
And poor Plasma Kappa just getting a little bit of old man love. Let's see if he's going to follow suit and check South Shore or go over to the desert area. Hopefully he goes desert, because that would be a fantastic find for him.
Yeah, because, knowing that Eastern is a crystal, you can immediately just go there and clear that out if you feel confident with all the dark rooms in there, which, first one, sure, that second one can get kind of hairy, though.
Oh yeah, that one's kind of a nuisance. Ooh.
Oh. Full magic decanter right before he was able to get to it. Nothing in back of escape. Got the key, some arrows and bombs, I believe I saw.
Yep, nothing to shake a stick at. Unfortunately, there is a small key on the torch, so it is technically boots locked. We could have 2 possible items locked over on the right side. But since we don't have a fire source, there's no real point in finishing things as of right now.
This is true, but I wonder, since the dungeon is boots locked, do you want to gamble on stealing the key at this point and looking for an item?
Ooh. That could be good.
All right. Damn, right now we've got a piece of heart. We'll see what's soggy today. fylion with the bow. He is not going to steal a key. He's going to go to egg in his cave, though.
Good old flavor text cave.
Just 20 rupees. Soggy 20 rupees. Kappa is going to say no.
I assume those rupees are like actual crystals, so they shouldn't retain much water. Hopefully. Yeah, looks like it was just more love in that cave. What's with our old guys and giving love today?
They just want to make sure that they know that they were thinking about him. That's all it is. And this Moldorm being quite evasive.
Oh, yeah, that's just teasing him like no other. Alright, so we got 20 rupees, small heart, big heart, 3 bombs, and power glove. Alright.
So this will be interesting on what Kappa decides to do, because he does have Dark World access. So where do you go at this point? Because he's missing that bow. Now he might, maybe, nope. He's gonna check Ice Rod Cave. Something you could potentially do is go check the mire area. Get those nice quick 2 items out of the mire shed before having to do it. And you have the mirror as well, so.
Kind of makes the book a little bit redundant in this situation, but like you said, great to access mire. You get the stuff off a desert ledge. You can check out Checkerboard Cave. Super, super easy to get those items.
Those main Moldorms just not cooperating for really either runner.
It's almost as if they don't want to die. How odd.
Alright, Kappa where is he starting? Oh no, he's gonna go to Eastern.
Ooh.
We'll see if he just goes to Hashrala.
Oh, I hope so.
Filing on the other way, it looks like he's making his way directly to not the Dark World. Back of Escape first.
Ah, okay. Alright, so Sharla, you've got a bottle with a fairy, an ice rod, ooh, and 20 bucks, so hey, that's good. We don't have to worry about hunting all over creation for that ice rod.
Okay, so Kappa's not making the play into Eastern yet, that's good. But it does look like he is going to be going to the Dark World now, though. So we'll see when he makes that play over to the Mire to get that bow.
Fylion is giving us a quick look at the Dark Cross area. Pretty good. These dark rooms can be a tad annoying, but once you get used to them, they're actually pretty easy to memorize. And as far as map goes, we got 5-6 Turtle Rock, Thieves Town with Mire and Ice Palace as pendants. Ooh. I thinky that Kappa may not go to the Mire area for quite some time because of that.
I think, like, right now, probably the best thing for him to find would be a fire source, because that might be what he's waiting on to go to desert, is a fire source so he can complete it at this point, or potentially think about completing it, but hopefully he's not waiting for a fire source and boots.
Oh yeah, that'd just be a kick in the pants if we don't get boots until super late in the game.
Finally, almost has the chest, I think.
Yeah, just gotta find that one little crevice where it's sitting. And it's... something? Oh my gosh, that's the other bow! Oh wait, no, that's the first bow. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't actually know what that was. I guess it had to have been arrow. We've got Cape and CS. It had to have been arrows or bombs? Because he didn't have the map, and I didn't see any new items. Or oh yeah, Master Sword. Good on you, chat.
Thanks for backing us up there, chat. I always appreciate you.
and fylion, he's going to make his way directly to Eastern. I don't blame him whatsoever with this. You can clear it. It's a crystal. I mean, the only way I would say this might be like not necessarily a bad decision or anything is if you already had a hammer, because then you could just do pod and Eastern at the same time, but you don't have no hammer right now.
Oh yeah. And I've seen seeds where they will go ahead and give you the hammer in very odd locations, like Eastern Palace, or even on Armos, or somewhere in Pod. So not a bad play at all.
And Kappa getting worked out digging for a heart container, which you're probably not going to say no to. You're still at 5 hearts and you're in the dark world already.
That blue mail is definitely going to help reduce some of the damage, but yeah, I would not be comfortable roaming around with just, 2 hits of any creature, and it's like, huh?
Eastern Palace first chest, we get some big bucks. We got 300 rupees.
Oh hey, that's going to be really helpful getting to Zori a little bit later. And looks like Kappa is going to go ahead and take our little froggy friend back home, deliver the smith back, and hopefully get something good.
Alright, second item. Got a heart container, so we're missing 1 item. I think ideally as a runner you're hoping to find the big key next. And then third item is in the big chest. Our blacksmiths are staying true to their name. They're making stuff that requires metal, and they're making a shield.
Well, I guess they already saw that Kappa had a weapon, so they're like, hey, you need some defense.
Oh, there's the big key. We might get the potentially the best Eastern Palace you could hope for.
Oh yes, come on, let's get that last item in this big chest. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, stop! Awesome.
That is literally the best Eastern Palace you can get.
Unfortunately for us, it was not any form of progression, but you know what? That's honestly the best that these guys could hope for.
Alright, got the key. Just needs to get out of the room now. And he's almost out. There he is. Alright, Kappa checking old Stumpy. Just a little piece of heart. But did fill him up. He's got 7 heart containers now.
Very nice. I believe he already did check K45. Did not look like it was anything too exciting, since it didn't look like he stayed around for it, and chat's not going wild, so I think we're safe to assume it was nada.
Yeah, I was 50 rupees or 100 rupees, one of the two.
Let's see what's inside this purple chest. Does Gary have his lunch? Or... Nope, some chopsticks. Ooh, fylion. Sorry, I had to just point out, that was a really good setup for the quick kill. Gets it fabulously well.
Yeah, it was. And hopefully those chopsticks from Gary were not used. I know this could kind of be a big thing as well, because, okay, just couch cash, because thinking about that, it's like Kappa doesn't have that second sword already that fylion sequence broke.
Yeah, it's never fun to get to one of those tablets and realize, wait, I can't open it, but I can at least see what's on it, and I gotta come back here later. Yay! Thankfully, that's not the case this time around.
And I believe we're going to get our next check is going to be Hype Cave.
Will this truly be a hype cave, or shall we play the name game and choose something more entertaining?
And here fylion gets his ice rod and his bottle with a fairy.
Now, I don't think Kappa... Did he check Sick Kid while he was over in Village of Outcasts by mirroring over?
I believe he did. Start with a heart container. Oh no, he forgot. So blue boomerang, piece of heart, 300 rupees, and 20 more rupees. And we'll see Sick Kid has a... He's just got some arrows as well.
Just abundance of chopsticks everywhere. Well, let's see. What would that hype cave be? Cash and boomerang. What's something witty, but still PG? Yeah, there you go. It's the cash cave. Coming back at you.
All right, well, Kappa makes the play. He sees that bow. And with his map check confirming his crystals and pendants.
And smart idea, going ahead and just picking up that stone so we can have a quick, easy warp. Gonna get the Mire Shed check, the Misery Mire medallion check, which is Bombos. And get some good items here, hopefully. Alright, heart piece and... Ooh, red bottle. Okay, so second out of the way, and fylion, you find yourself some good stuff in there. I commend you.
One more key.
Well, I mean, that's kind of good. You don't get locked out of places.
I don't think you're going to say no to half magic early.
Uh-uh.
Oh, we got both items out of Skull Woods already, so half magic, piece of heart, we're done.
Ooh, very nice. I like those types where you get both items right then and there, so when he finds that fire rod, he can just beeline for the back half and take down that Mothula.
Kappa confirming, okay, we've got a small key on the torch. I need boots to clear this dungeon.
Let's
Or logically
see.
clear.
I wonder if Kappa's going to go ahead and do the steal here.
Oh, did you see what was on Bumper Cave Ledge?
Something red?
It sure was red. It was also a cane.
Oh no.
So we definitely will need to find a cape, which we actually already found. So,
Well, Kappa's going to be happy.
when he goes to check it, because he skipped these checks earlier.
Oh boy. Alright, two new checks. We got checkerboard on the right and graveyard ledge on the left. Left is the lamp.
Needs to be something major here. Just 10 more arrows. I would say, I think fylion got the better end of that one.
Oofa. That's our first fire source. So, good news is fylion will be able to complete desert. I think that's where he's going after the Mire check.
Yep, I think that's on his mind. He's just going to come in here, check Mire Shed, and since he can clear it, he'll do that. Why not?
And
you go ahead.
Oh yes, sorry. This actually just puts the Master Sword in logical access, so Kappa can go ahead, as soon as he finds that lantern, can go ahead and check out the Dark Cross. But I wonder how long it's going to be until he gets there.
Yeah, so we got two major items, and Kappa, he can get the one already. He's got the cape, which we know is in Village of Outcasts in the Sea House, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
That is not the route we're going. Okay, he remembered Sick Kid.
And fylion is indeed going to go ahead and finish up our Desert Palace.
We had a quick mirror bomb. Kappa's out of bomb, so he's going to go buy some. Which you don't actually see very often. Typically, once you get bombs, especially with the bush crab, Yes, Ega 1 still is in play. Realistically, technically, until we find the hammer. Not sure. I believe fylion. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no. I know fylion does know bomb dupe with flippers. I don't know about Plasma Kappa though.
So if these two don't look out and, we have both flippers and hammer in the pyramid crack, then they're going to need to do Aga 1 most definitely. Ooh, okay, Kappa is making his play through Uncle. Let's see if he decides to go ahead and do the Front of Escape and then Dark Cross. Ooh, we got our Landmo fight. Using those super fun Ice Rod strats. Same amount of damage as the Fire Rod, just a wee bit slower. He takes him down, and we do have two of our items stuck over on the right side.
2 boots locked items, but we do have crystal number 2 on fylion side.
That is definitely a good advantage. And funny enough, because of the flute and mirror combo, Fylion can go ahead and head over to Tower of Hera, get that going if he so pleases. 2 items in the dungeon and 1 more if he decides to beat the boss and turn in that green pendant.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting call because he still has Thieves Town as well as Village of Outcasts. So I think that might be his next play.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say it'd be a big gamble to go up to Tower of Hera right now.
Yeah, but he just sees those 10 arrows, says, "Nope, I'm out. Let me toot this flute," and we're gonna be off to. More than likely, this is Village of Outcasts.
That's good. He'll go ahead and find his cane here shortly. Well, after the other.
Well, there are the flippers in the escape, so fylion is going to need to make his way there.
Alright, so that does give us access to do some duping.
If it's necessary, so we still
Very
got a bit to check. Plus, we don't even have access to the crystal yet anyways. And actually, we're going to need the hammer for the 5, or potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Logically, it might be happen, depending on how Thieves Town plays out.
And yep, that's the map. So, alright. Kappa, take this opportunity to go to the Dark Cross, get your sword.
Yep, and he is doing that.
Huzzah! Now let's see if Fylion goes straight over to Bumper Ledge after this, or if he decides to dip into Thieves Town. Ooh, brewery stop?
He's probably checking all the Village of Outcasts, at least the main part first, trying to find a hammer just to be safe. You don't want to, run into Thieves Town, leave item behind, and then find out the hammer was in Village of Outcasts itself.
Oh, that is true. That's the worst feeling.
Alright, Plasma Kappa is in Dark Cross, just needs to find the chest. Must have got it because he mirrored out, and he's checking his inventory. What did I get? I don't see anything major. Look at your sword. Let's see if he realized he saw his sword.
Ooh, that was a blue cane in the second chest of Thieves Town. Unfortunately, we did find the small key in the first one, so unless it's got a dungeon item in it, we may actually need to get into that chest.
Yeah, and I think that the flippers are the biggest find because that gives us access to the pod area. And as kind of chat pointed out, is we will not see Hammer in Pyramid Fairy due to Turtle Rock being one of our 5/6.
Oh, yes, that's right. So, alright, so we don't have to actually worry about Aga at all this seed. He is 100% dead. Rest in pieces, my dear friend. So let's see, we've got the small key, the map, and the big key. So let's hope that the compass is not found in any of these chests.
It's a very high likelihood.
Now, particularly, this isn't a usual gamble that most runners take, because there's still a lot that can be done. The fact that this is a crystal dungeon, though, I mean, if this is a pendant, most people would just go ahead and dip the first 4 chests and be done with it. But the fact that we don't have a hammer, we got 4 items in here, possibly, that we can get access to, and it's a required crystal, kind of good to go ahead and just go in on a whim.
Yeah, it's one of those dungeons that's so easily accessible. Even just past the first 4, you only got 1 item. It's hard to say no because at the very least you're getting 2 items in the back, and they're all accessible. So it's really difficult to deny that.
Exactly. So far, we are on a good start. 20 rupees in the attic, so we've only got, what, a 33% chance of finding it in the next 2 chests? Or chest and boss.
2 shots. Blind's chest and blind itself. We do not. fylion probably does not want to see a compass, but even if he does see a compass, we know at this point I highly doubt Plasma Kappa is just going to bail out on Thieves Town at this point. They're both going to end up leaving this item, so. But it will probably weigh in the back of their minds until they're in go mode.
I don't wish that upon any runner. Alright, moment of truth time. Ooh. Alright, so there is going to be one thing in that big old chest, and it will probably stay orphaned for the majority of the seed. Hopefully it's not something useful, so we don't ever have to worry about coming back here. Good news is that we know with 100% certainty that it is not going to be the hammer. This is not a logically broken seed, so we are kosher. And Blind giving us that wonderful archer pun.
It's like he knows what season it is. Finally getting a bit off script there. Still gets blind down though. Gets 20 rupees. So only major item out of here was Cane of Burner. Not really something that's required since we already had the cape, but it's still something we track.
Oh yeah. I for one prefer the Cane of Burna over the cape anyway. Just because I like item dashing.
Yep, and I do not blame fylion at all, going right for the Cane of Samara that he knows about. We'll see if Plasma Kappa decides to make this same play when he's done.
This will be good for both. Well, assuming that they decide to both do this. Because this should lead Kappa over to the lantern. So he can go ahead and have his first fire source.
Yeah, and especially with the, if he does that and he has the flippers, and I think that might be what he's thinking. He might do a North Dark World route since he has those flippers, so he can check Catfish Pyramid and go to Pod. It definitely seems like the play to go is right now is Pod with that lamp and everything else you have.
Alright, well, Fillion's got that wonderful cane of his. He is just dipping right on out. Gonna be climbing up that mountain. Gonna be saving the old man, finding out what's up here. Now this would be the interesting part, since we don't have the flippers, or Fillion doesn't. He doesn't quite know that we have access to Pod. So maybe he's gonna be thinking, maybe I should do Tower of Hera.
I think that's what he's going to do at this point. He'll rescue the old man, go up, clear Tower of Hera, so we'll see if anything's there. Cap is like, oh, that's a Canis Maria, I need that.
Yeah, I kind of need that to beat the game. Just a little bit. Poor Fillion getting bullied by those giant boulders. You gotta avoid the sky cabbages.
It really makes me wonder where they come from.
Well, you see, when a mommy cabbage and a daddy cabbage love each other very much.
They just forgot to teach their cabbages how to fly. I see.
Yep.
All right, just 20 rupees inside Spectacle Rock, so Fylion's going to say no to that. He's already got 500 rupees.
Yep, more than enough for Zora, so no problem there. Ooh, and since he has the Master Sword, we are going to get an Ether Tablet check to see if we got something decent over here. Or, nope, he's just going to pass it up. Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe after this, chat.
Ooh, Kappa is going to be getting that lantern, so... Yay, fire source! Ooh, small key in the front, so let's hope we've got the big key here. Make it worthwhile.
No, we are going. Yep, Fylion is going to make the decision. He's going to gamble on Hera.
Pretty good decision, honestly. Seeing as how there are still 2 items are left here that we could actually use. Even though the wonderful glitch that we have found recently called the Hera Pot would allow him to skip this, it requires the hook shot, which sadly we don't have.
And we're going to, well, Fylion is having fun with the tiles. Kappa is going to make his way to the catfish. We'll get our first check on this.
Really nice routing decision too, I would say, because this is going to go ahead and push him over towards the Zora area. I'm not quite sure why he's setting up a Death Warp, though.
I'm not exactly sure on that either. I believe he still has a fairy as well, if I'm not mistaken, unless he released it.
Oh, wait, is he doing a fake flipper setup through a Bomb Death Fairy Revival?
Oh, and there's the hammer.
Ooh. Okay, looks like he's just saying nope to everything else. He's gonna book it over to Pod.
I was gonna say that's kind of okay. I think he remembers like, wait, I haven't been to the Zora area at all. This might not be the best idea.
There you go. Yeah, we are sadly still a tad ways away from being in go mode, so you do kind of want to make more checks. Waterfall just giving us some more money and some bombs. Unfortunately, nothing there. But let's see if we're gonna go pay a visit to good old Zora.
Alright, so items are going to be on Big Chest and Troll Dorm.
Our wonderful Troll Dorm. Ooh.
There's a Quake as well. Might need that. We don't know Turtle Rock just yet.
Ah, that's healthy. I appreciate the comments in chat, almost giving a little bit of a curse to the ledge here, stating, yeah, we never see anything good on Zora ledge.
And Zora just giving some love out.
Hopefully that wasn't his heart. He kind of needs that.
It might be depending on who you ask, though.
Very clean Moldorm fight for Fylion. Let's see if he's rewarded. Ah, nope, he just gets some money.
Yep, just the $20. We get the green pendant, though, so we'll need to hold off and see maybe if this was still required until we visit Sahasrara. But I think at this point he knows now that as far as his options, he is very, very limited now. Probably will go to the escape, because I think right now all he has within logic is Zora and the front of the escape now.
Oofa. And that's both tablets down. Bombs on one and money on the other.
Okay, so yeah, I've just noticed, I'm not really sure about this. Kappa's going to Eastern Palace. He has Mirror and he has everything he needs to where he could...
Oh, I bet it's because he's wanting to farm money.
Yep, no money, never mind. Good old Zora taking all your money.
Well, good news is there is some money here, so he should be able to afford that extortionist monkey.
Yeah, we'll find it right here as well.
Take my gems, monkey!
And now that he's done with Isar, yeah, Fylion, I will see if it's Zora. No, okay, he's going to turn in Green Pendant first.
Now, where did we find those flippers earlier?
They were in front of Escape, I believe, second chest, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yep, you are correct. So yeah, he's definitely going to want to go ahead and do the escape sequence.
Which, yeah, unless there is something on Green Pendant, that's progression to Hammer, so then we just got to follow the Hammer. We'll find out what Green Pendant has. No, so Hera was not required whatsoever.
Oofa. Now, we still haven't gotten a ped check at this point, so we don't know if that's going to be required, but seeing as how our pendant dungeons left are Ice Palace and Misery Mire, our only hope is that Turtle Rock is Ether, and Ether happens to be on the ped. So, or of course the hook shot, but I don't think the seat's going to be that mean.
Well, that depends on if boots are available to get into Mire as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, fylion heading to that, so we'll see that. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he might actually save some time, because if I'm not mistaken, the map was the very last chest. So since he's checked everything else, if he's been counting items, he will not have to go all the way to the very back.
Yep, that will actually save a decent amount of time. And thank you for pointing that out there, chat. We actually can have the fire rod also be on pedestal if we find bombos for Ice Palace. So another bit of fun. We got a lot of what ifs, so definitely going to be entertaining.
Actually, I just thought about it. There is the potential that bombos would immediately put pedestal within logic, depending on key placements in Ice Palace.
Ho, 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 ho. You are right.
Yep. Fyon's been counting items, knows that's just a map. I'm done. Time to go follow the flippers.
And a nice kill for Kappa there, getting his second crystal. A little map as a souvenir.
Alright, so Fylion is going to do Zora check first. Actually, he's going to do the Hobo, which I don't believe we've seen on Plasma Kappa side yet, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct, sir.
We are going to see Plasma Kappa head off into Palace of Darkness, I'm guessing, though.
It's a good start. We got 5 items. Pretty quick checks.
And it's a crystal dungeon that you really don't save a lot of time, potentially, if you're in go mode, so...
Yeah, I put it right up there with Turtle Rock.
Alright, so yep, Fylion is going to flute, go back to 8, and I'm sure we're going to see some Zora checks here. Now the fun part, though, is where is the next amount of progression? Because Hammer does kind of open up quite a bit.
For these guys' sake, I hope it's the hook shot. Because that screams Swamp Palace.
And there's Fylion seeing that quake, so he will be picking that up. Pod is bow locked.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we'll see how Fylion decides to go in the Dark World after this, because we know he's not going to find anything that gives him access to anything more. He has to go through Village of Outcasts at this point, so we'll see what happens as far as if he wants to go North Dark World so he can check Catfish, or if he wants to go Pyramid first. Hopefully, he goes to Catfish first. Yeah, Hammer does open up a lot. It opens up Swamp Palace. Granted, you really don't want to do that without a hook shot, but it does open it up. We get quite a few checks in there. It does open up Death Mountain, as well as part of Dark Death Mountain. Actually, depending on if Turtle Rock is Quake or not, it might actually open up Turtle Rock, and who knows, Fire Rod could be there or something else.
Very true. It is a very small chance for it to happen, but if we get small keys in both the Chain Chomp room, the room on the left, and the big key in the lava chest, that could very well lead us to both Mimic Cave and Laser Bridge, assuming there's at least one more small key in either the big chest or the Crystal Roller room.
Fylion is going to do these South Dark World checks yet. I don't believe he's actually done any of these. So Smith Chain, Dig Game, all of this.
Oh no, I hope he doesn't end up going through the southern route to Pod. Oh boy.
I think that's what he's going to be doing.
Well, the wonderful Palace of Darkness is living up to its name of Mullet Mansion. All business up front and party in the back. Yeah, Fylion is ditching that heart container, but did dig up a little bit more money. Gotta make sure we got that extra bit of cash for the extortionist we're going to meet here in front of Palace of Darkness. Nope.
Yeah, I think he'll find that. I believe there were some rupees in Hype Cave, so he should be fine.
Oh yeah. Ah, there we go, our first item.
Yep, with only 2 keys here, unless he didn't open this chest up, which he did, so that means Harmless Hellway is going to have a key.
And thankfully Kappa was counting, so this is going to save him a little bit of time. Now, for Kappa's sake, I hope we find some form of progression before hitting Helmasaur. Say, like, right here.
Just bombs.
Okay, so, good news for Fylion, because I have an inkling that he is going to dip Pod before getting the hammer. And because of the way the things are set, there's no progression before getting Helmasaur. It's good for him, because that won't derail him elsewhere. But hopefully he decides to check Pyramid and Catfish before even thinking of going to Pod.
I think he'll have to. If he doesn't find anything in Pod, then you have to go Pyramid Catfish. Nothing really opened up for him that he hasn't already checked with Flippers now.
Well, I'm hoping he does that beforehand. Makes it a little bit more comfortable for him, at least.
It would, yeah, it would be. Hopefully he does that. We'll see. He does thumb his nose at the 50 rupees, even though he is still a little short for Kiki, but I'm guessing he's just gambling on, which we know that he'll find it, because typically you're always going to find some kind of cash in Hype Cave.
Yeah, it's become a standard at this point. Fairly decent turtle room for Kappa, getting through that without any issues.
Just the 10 arrows there, and finally, probably will check this other tablet as well while he's here, which we know is nothing. I believe it was just couch cash, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Kappa dueling it out with our wonderful Helmasaur King. Let's see. Yep, he's got Dino Kitty's mask off, and 1, 2, 3, and oh, kind of missed that last one, but 2 more slashes got him taken down, so we are kosher.
Yep, down goes the King Helmasaur. Just a piece of heart, so Palace of Darkness coming up empty. Except for that crystal, and finally gets his shield stolen.
Well, that's alright, that protects him from ever having to find the mirror shield.
No, it is still progressive shield, so what will happen if he does find a shield, just immediately give him the fire shield.
Thank you, devs, for not making that a weird bug.
There's the money fylion needed for pod.
And where's Kappa going? He's gonna go take care of Moldorm. Or other worm, sorry. Landmo! There we go.
Too many worms.
Would you call Moldorm a worm or more like a centipede?
That's still a worm.
Oh, yeah. But when I say worm, I think of just, no legs.
So fylion is going to take, not really, it's not going to take him too much time, but he's going to dive at least the very first chest of Swamp Palace.
Now, if the rando gods want to be nice, they'd give him the hook shot in his first chest. Technically, second chest.
Yeah, and I think the worst thing he could find would be Bombos at this point.
Kappa lighting those torches, moving that wall. Fylion using a bomb to destroy one. And survey says...
Silver arrows.
Good for him, but not good for progression.
Yeah, definitely not something you're going to say no to, but not what you're hoping to find.
Now, of course, I just got a small glimpse in my mind and thinking, maybe Kappa go mode swamp and skips that one.
It's possible. And that could, depending on how close it is, that could very well make the difference, especially if we don't find a tempered sword anywhere. That is a lot of time between Master Sword Silverless and Master Sword Silvers. It probably will depend slightly on what our go mode is, because yeah, if I see a hook shot there, then yeah, I potentially could see him just skipping that chest. And now the fun question as well, is Kappa going to take the play in a Hera like fylion did earlier? Is he going to skip that, thinking it's a pendant, I don't want to dive this unless I absolutely have to?
Well, I would honestly say he's going to skip it. Because he's got 4 crystals out of the way. And he's thinking, alright, I've got the hammer, I've got way more checks to do in Paradox. Oof. And that extortion is just being scared off by the little jelly there. What are those things called again?
I actually do not know what those things are called. I call them tentacle monsters, typically, but I'm pretty sure that is not what they're called.
Ah, okay. We'll go with the jelly tentacle monsters. Until further notice.
Alright, so yes, fylion is going to make the dive into pod. No hammer, sadly. And Kappa is going to say no to Tower of Hera.
Oh, hey, I got one right. Yay! Floating Island gives us a heart piece. I'm honestly surprised Kappa didn't go ahead and just take the warp and see what Turtle Rock was. He's probably going to be doing that on this next trip up here.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. It is an interesting kind of routing if you do it first, because you can check, you can't check anything in Hookshot Cave. We have no boots or Hookshot, but you can check Super Bunny Cave, then mirror out, check the rest. Well, we'll see what he decides to do, though. How do you want to route this? There's a lot of different ways to route this.
It is an interesting one to do in this scenario. Thinking about it, though, I agree with Chad. I think he's going to go ahead and end up... Yep, he's doing it. He's taking this warp, going to climb up to Super Bunny Cave, or mirror right before it, probably jump back to Paradox. Yep, that's what he's going to do. Alright, so Not bad, because I think at this point, he's going to drop down after Paradox, grab Super Bunny, see what Turtle Rock is, and then mosey on over to Spike Cave. So not bad at all.
Now, our best chance is we are going to find our progression here as well. Well, we've got a Tempered Sword, so we are not going to see Master Sword Silverless at the very least. He will have a Tempered Sword. Slim the Bard, we are at the very least, we need a Fire Rod and a Hook Shot to go mode. We do not know the medallion for Turtle Rock yet, which is required, and that's kind of the main thing, is still kind of a question mark to whether or not we need another medallion. There's some powder, though.
Anybody want to do a fetch quest? I suddenly have the urge to quote some Princess Bride. Alright, so Magic Powder is the only possible progression at this point. Let's see if Super Bunny Cave is going to be a little bit nicer to us.
There's her Bombos medallion.
Oh boy.
So progression gives us access to Ice Palace and Misery Mire.
And Pedestal.
Maybe Pedestal.
No, that's true. We gotta see if Ice Palace is gonna be nice.
Also, speaking of Bombos, yeah, I was wondering, is Kappa gonna make the decide? That's Bombos, so...
Ooh. Okay, so good news. We don't have to worry about Ether. Now this will be interesting too. What is Plasma? Oh, I cannot talk today. Sorry. What is Plasma Kappa going to be doing at this point? You think he's going to go ahead and jump in and see how far the rabbit hole leads him?
Yes. Even if the first chest is nothing, it does not actually take that long to go to that very first chest. You don't lose a lot of time. You need, especially with it as a crystal, you need to open this anyways. You're right here. You might as well just check the chest. If you find something like boots, hookshot, fire rod, any major item here, it's a big win for you.
The runner in me hopes that it's nothing, but the commentator in me hopes that it's a small key, so he'll be led to nothing. Let's see which one wins out.
We're locked out very quickly. We get the fire shield.
Hey, good news for him. He doesn't have to worry about going anywhere further. And hey, you get a whole red ensemble, you know? Red sword, red shield, red clothes, red everything.
Pyramid Fairy is nothing. So at this point, I'm pretty sure fylion has, unfortunately, last location hammer. So he's going to get this, and we'll see where he decides to go with it at that point.
And speaking of last locationing, Kappa, if he doesn't find progression in... Oh, nope, he's going to do it. If we don't find progression in either Spike Cave, on Magic Bat, or in either one of our other pendant dungeons, it's definitely going to be on Pedestal.
No, there is still one location we have not seen all the locations for. Swamp Palace with that hammer. Can't see all of it. We can see a lot of it, though.
You are right. We've got the chest just south of the big one. We've got the big chest, assuming we find the big key. We've got left side swamp.
And I'm kind of interested to see if fylion might gamble on swamp, just because of the decisions he's kind of made in the last location. And you can see those fury swipes, like, I've goofed.
I done did goofed.
And Kappa actually making the decision, I don't want to go to the basement. I'm skipping the rest of Hera.
Wise decision for him so far. Fylion is going to go back to pod and take down that Helmosaur. Oh, unfortunately for Kappa, that's just a big 20 in Spike chest. Oof.
Oh yeah, and Chad pointing out, actually a tracker, pointing out Misery Mire is actually still locked right now. We do need to find the hookshot or the boots before we can open it up. We can't go anywhere though.
That's right. We can't hover that gap without boots, and we can't float across and just spite and malice. So,
Or poke
unfortunately,
across the intended way. Well, maybe not the intended way. I wonder if the developers thought about that. Who knows?
I would put my money down that they did. I mean, you got silly developers back in the '90s. They could be a little troll and be like, "Nah, hookshot was not necessary. You had to do the boots."
Is Kappa? Okay, never mind. I was about to say, is Kappa going to Thieves Town? I wonder. Actually, no. He's going to check hammer bags. That's what he's doing first.
Oh, good. Whew.
Yeah.
Oh,
The play into Thieves Town, that would be quite the gamble for that one item that's sitting there.
I completely forgot about that too. I completely forgot we orphaned the big chest in Thieves Town. That could be it. That could have the fire rod. That could have the hookshot. That could have the boots.
Question in chat: have we checked left side swamp? No. We have the only chest we've seen in swamp so far has been the first two. The one that has the key, and then we got the silver arrows in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, at this point, we're just deciding amongst each other what's going to have the progression here and what is it going to be.
So let's play the game Guess That Progression. Where do you think progression actually is right now?
I'm hoping the magic bat, and I'm hoping it's boots.
So I'm not going to be so nice.
You're going to go with Drosy there and be like, French vanilla hookshot.
I'm not even, well, there's ether, which we don't need, but I'm not even going to say potentially French vanilla hookshot. I do actually think progression right now is in Swamp Palace.
That would be just a pain in the patootie, though, if it's something like... Well, let's see, what would be the worst progression to find? Because we got both items out of Skullwoods, so even if we get Fire Rod, that's not really going to be too helpful. But that would let us progress through Turtle Rock.
Technically, the absolute worst actually would be hookshot.
I don't know, I feel that there could be something more evil than that.
Hookshot would be the worst as far as a standpoint of where you can go, because it completely opens up Ice Palace no matter what. Which, speaking of that, that's where Kappa is going, is independent Ice Palace. It would give you full access to a Pendant Misery Mine. If it was Fire Rod or Boots, it does not give you access to as much.
Oh, that is true, yeah, because it still keeps it pretty linear. I see, that is truly evil. Good on you, sir.
So we'll see. So finally takes down Helmet's Roar King. Our crystals are evened out now 4 apiece. And realistically, there's not that much of a difference between fylion and Kappa right now. The main checks that just haven't been done are, Village of Outcast checks and, Death Mountain, which fylion is going to head there himself. Unfortunately, he's going to get blocked by that dead rock in the worst possible location.
Oofa. And I believe that was our frozen burrito up in Ice Palace. So first chest is going to have a map. Oy, the only solace here would be if he finds a small key in the freezer room, he'd be able to head back up to the right side, get those 3 chests, and progression-wise, we'd need to find 2 more small keys in the big key, wouldn't we? To make it logically?
Yeah, I believe so. So we'll see. That not finding a small key in that first chest drastically reduces the rate that this is not a hookshot locked dungeon. You can still check it if you know your bomb jumps and everything, but still, it's like when you're really only looking at this point potentially for hookshot and fire rod.
Yeah, this is very quickly going to kill our hopes of hookshot Ice Palace. Clears that bomb jump without an issue. That's why I love watching these racers. They're so good. It makes me envious.
Fylin's just going to open the portal right at Turtle Rock.
And while we're waiting for Kappa to go ahead and make his last little bit over to the chest area, oh, he is just going to skip it. Well, I just want to go ahead
Yeah, he
and
is.
point out, take a time to go ahead and click those links in chat. Give these two guys a follow. Not only are they great runners, but they're deciding to go ahead and take a moment of their time just to give us some entertainment. So, always a good thing to just enjoy the races that we see. Give them a little bit of a, hey, good job. Speaking of good job, that was a wonderful bomb jump. All right, now.
All right, finally getting his bombos.
Yay!
Super Bunny Cave, and I was like, okay, yep. So he's gonna mirror. Sure, we're gonna get the Spiral Cave into Paradox Cave.
Ooh, that's our first small key. Let's see if I'm correct. We need the big key and another small for me to be right here. Oh, that's two. Come on. Please, I need to be right for once.
Well, it depends where the other big small key actually would be, though, too.
Oh, that's true.
Like he would have to find it in the double freezer room.
All right, so this needs to be the big key. Ah, dang it. Ah, swizzle sticks. All right, so what are we gonna have here? It could be an item, could be the big key, could be another small key. Who knows? We shall in about 5 more seconds.
Just a piece of heart, and there finally gets his tempered sword. He's gonna do a nice little bomb jump so he can quickly get to the iced tea room.
And fun bit here, this does tell us logically Ice Palace is hookshot locked, so not gonna find it here.
Still a chance at fire rod, but yeah, other than that, this Ice Palace might be a big old bust.
Ooh, I think that leaves our last two items though in the big chest and on Cold Stare itself.
I believe you are correct, yes.
Now I know we have some information on the enemies
Oh
as
yeah,
far as like
Amazing Ampharos is correct. We could actually find hookshot here. It would have to be an Ice Palace big chest now, though.
Oh, yep, you are correct.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Well, for Kappa's sake, I hope it's not.
Yeah, that chest is hookshot or fire rod. That hurts. No, New York Rambo. He did try to do a bomb jump. Unfortunately, missed the bomb jump.
Yeah, that one is tricky. You gotta make sure you're set up not only on the correct pixel closest to the edge, but if you don't do it at the right angle, it's just gonna bob you right on down. Alright, so Cold Stare is gone. Let's see, we get money.
All right, so yeah, we've got that one item in the big chest. I wonder if he goes back for it now, though.
Oh man, this is just gonna be... Oh, okay, so far, if he decides to leave it, that's two items and two big chests that we have orphaned. Oh, nope,
Okay.
he's going back.
Yep, he is going back.
Make that committal. We gotta.
Which I do agree with Chet. It's like if you make the Ice Palace play, if you miss that bomb jump, you have to do this. Like that is a huge gamble to make. Make not to even decide to make the Ice Palace pendant play, but then leave a chest behind. It's a very difficult and that would be a very very big gamble, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Especially with so many items still left on the table, it's not something that's wise to do. Especially since progression is just so limited at this point.
Well, especially, it being a location that both of the items you need to finish this seed can be.
Mm-hmm.
But this could very well turn out to be, if there's nothing here, and fylion makes the play directly to a crystal swamp palace, which he's already been inside. He's found one item, but that would be the ultimate best play, I believe, for him right now. And this is going to be very even if that happens, I think.
All right, moment of truth for Fillion. Where are we heading?
We are going to flute away. Where are you fluting to? Back to Village of Outcasts. He is also going to do the powder check first.
Wise decision. Sadly, it's just going to give us ether, but pretty good. Wise decision.
Question in chat from Spy Weaver: how much does the Thieves Town Big Chest weighing on your mind right now? As far as me, personally, considering where it was and where Hammer was, it wouldn't be weighing too much on my mind at the moment. There's still quite a bit to check, and I don't feel like my opponent would have had Hammer when they also checked Thieves Town.
Ooh, looks like it was just 3 bombs in the big chest, so not necessary unless, of course, head is required. So that was a decent chunk of time wasted.
Yeah, which for Ped to be required is going to have to be a fire rod only.
Yarp, yarp.
fylion, where are you going?
Wait. Did he forget that?
I think he kind of spaced Remind. So yeah, he's going to open up his Remire.
And very quickly learned, like I did, that you can't traverse far without hook shutter boots.
Thankfully, it's a quick thing. Yep, immediately sees that. It's like, oops. Yep, Kappa is making a Swamp Palace play. I hope that's what fylion does right now. We'll see. Unless you just feel that far behind that you have to do a Pendant Ice Palace before you go into a Crystal Swamp. Looks like we're going to get some other checks first.
Oh, what else? He's already done his Skull Woods checks, haven't he?
Could be Hammer Pigs, or he could be doing the ultimate gamble and he might be going to Thieves Town. Who knows?
Ooh, buddy. Yep, he's gone on south, so it's going to be Hammer Pegs or Thieves Town, like you said. Come on. Take the Thieves Town gamble.
He is doing it. He feels that. He feels like this is the play.
Ooh, buddy. Now, to clarify something in chat, right now, logically, Hook cannot be on pedestal just due to the layout of Ice Palace, but Fire Rod it still can be, and potentially Boots.
Yeah, but if it's Boots, the only thing we really care about that for that really is going to be where the big key is.
Exactly. So, Kappa, grabbing those silvers, we are not going to have any trouble with Ganon today at all. So, people that were looking forward to a silverless Ganon, I'm sorry, but you'll have to just watch another game. After this one, of course.
Yeah, because if you did miss any of the action today, there has been a lot. So there are going to be plenty of VODs for you to catch up on. If you're, late night, like watching stuff overnight, don't sleep like a normal person, or what people say are normal people, you got plenty of VODs to keep you busy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, moment of truth. What is in the Thieves Town Big Chest? The boots.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that is Misery Mire Axis. It is also one other thing we do know. Both items in Desert Palace are boots locked.
Uh-huh. It also opens up both Bonk Rocks and our wonderful King's Tomb.
It does. That was big. If there is nothing in Swamp, that immediately, I believe, puts fylion on the lead. No, the small key is... Oh yeah, technically they stole the key. Big key was available, small key's on the torch.
Yellerp. Alright, I think we're gonna go ahead and get our Bonk Rocks King's Tomb checks here real quick.
Oh yeah, at this point, fylion's just going to follow boots the whole way. Until he hits a dead end or more progression.
Oh, heck yeah.
And I believe he has not checked Aga, so he's going to do an Aga check now.
Which, thankfully, to his surprise here, will be nothing.
Yep, just those bombs. Like, okay, I don't need those. That's cool. I don't need to do that stinking Aga one.
Nobody likes doing Aga 1. Alright, so first boots check. We've got our wonderful Bonk Rocks. It is 10 arrows.
10 arrows, and we're about to get the last couple checks unless we find the big key in Swamp Palace.
Cross those fingers, folks, because we've got our first item, a big heart.
Yep, that is nothing. One more check.
And will fate be kind for fylion? Nope, 20 rupees.
Yep, just 20. So not there. Where are we going to go next? I would almost imagine that you check Desert first. It's quicker between the two.
Oh, yeah.
But definitely it's going to be a Desert Palace. Oh, wait, no? Is he going into ice?
No!
Finally, no! Okay, Swamp Palace, not the answer.
Oofa. Okay, it's gotta be desert. It's gotta be desert.
Yeah, it's got to be Desert or Misery Mire at this point. It has to be one of the two.
Oh man, this is crazy now. So how long is it gonna be before Kappa realizes, well, poop, I gotta go back to Thieves Town?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering where he's actually going right now.
Yeah, that's a good
Unless
question.
did he not check Pyramid?
No, he didn't. He never checked Pyramid.
Yeah.
It's because he went for the north route and then went on down south. Skipped it after the hammer from Catfish.
Now, Catfish has already been checked. That's where the hammer was. So, all right, Kappa sees that. It's going to mirror, and then where I almost want to say Kappa only has Thieves Town.
I believe you are right. Let's see if he remembers that. And it looks like he does. Oh man, this is going to be unfortunate for fylion because this is pretty much the best lead that he had, just cast away.
Yeah, so like, there is a small possibility. Like I said, we need the fire rod, and there is the chance the fire rod is still sitting on the pedestal at this point, which means we're going to find hookshot in either Misery Mire or in Desert Palace. And if that would be the case, fylion would still maintain a lead because he already has completed Hera. Kappa will have to go back and do that at that point.
Oh, very true.
And also, okay, Kappa actually, he skipped Skull Woods. He has not done any Skull Woods check. That's a big one.
Ah, okay.
Which the routing makes sense then because he'll probably do this. He'll find nothing. He'll find his two items right in the front. and they'd be like, okay, it has to be Thieves Town.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sishrala here, or Sahasrala, however you want to pronounce his name, he did not have anything. I believe it was just 5 rupees.
Yeah, the dungeon itself had nothing, and yeah, I want to say I'm pretty sure it was 5 rupees. There was nothing even remotely important. There is item number 2, and we are out.
And another wonderful bomb jump from Fillion's side.
Oh, Kappa's gonna flute away. Where is he going? The mountain? He's going back to Hera.
Uh-oh. Alright, so...
This is the time that fylion needed. The idea of going into Ice Palace, he needed Kappa to kind of make these decisions to start clearing things that have been skipped.
Yep.
Because, yeah, lack of hookshot, no boots, he cannot Herapod, so he is going to have to go through the tile room and spend all that time there. And it's a green pennant, so even if he finds both items, he's going to clear.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is definitely going to give Fillion enough time to finish up Ice Palace. Hopefully go check out Misery Mire and Desert right on after.
Yeah, hopefully he makes that decision before going to Swamp Palace now. That's what needs to happen. I believe if fylion goes to Swamp Palace before heading to Desert Palace, Misery Mire, I would put Kappa in the lead at that point. But right now, it's hard to say. They are so close, I feel, right now.
They are. This is... Even though... I would say, like, if you weren't watching, if you're just coming in the last 3 minutes, they're like, oh, no, one of them's definitely got the lead. No. They are so dang close that they are probably less than about 3 minutes apart from each other.
And fylion kind of like stalling there. I wonder what, maybe taking account to his potential bomb situation. He's only got 2 bombs right. Hera basement was checked. It is the big key. Both the items is actually the big chest and Moldorm have the 2 items.
Mm-hmm. Lighting them torches, getting that big key, and he's outie. Let's see that climb.
Yep, there's a big key for fylion, so we'll probably see an attempt at a bomb jump.
And to answer the question in the chat, no, pet was not checked. No one has actually read it yet.
I think it's because it's that whole thing right now. It's out of logic, and you really don't want to. Because even if you find the fire rod, granted, that gives you information. Okay, I'm not going to find hookshot on these, but at this point, you kind of know that.
Exactly.
fylion does get the bomb jump. Oh, that's why he did not do the bomb jump. He was taking into stock his bombs and saw it's like, I've only got 2. I'm going to need to bomb jump back across as well as bomb the floor. So he will get those 3 bombs to kind of replace those. Now he's going to go to Cold Stare, kill Cold Stare, and sadly not get anything. But we'll see what decision he makes after that.
Yeah, that was a wise choice. Definitely don't want to go into a Cold Stare fight with minimal amount of hearts. 2 good hugs and it's done.
Yeah, even with red mail, Cold Stare still hits like a truck.
Is Cold Stare he or she?
I don't know.
We'll just call it Cold Stare.
Cold Stare is its own gender. Alright, down goes Moldorm for Kappa. And down goes Cold Stare for fylion.
I like some of the puns in chat there. Cold Stare is clearly an eye. Ha 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 ha.
Alright, and Kappa, yep, gonna go immediately and go turn that pendant in. Which I don't blame him whatsoever. Alright, Fylion, where are you off to, though?
Go to desert. Go to desert. Do it.
That's 6. This is where we know progression is.
All right, now don't go into mire. Just go inside desert. Keep dashing.
Oh
Now,
no.
I mean, he can complete it, but it's much quicker to do right side desert. Yeah. Let's hope this is actually the right play. You can find the hookshot in here. It is logically possible.
Yeah, so this by no means is like a bad play going into mire before desert. The desert items are quicker to check, but this is not a bad play whatsoever.
Nah. And seeing as how our seed has already been kind enough to give us a required item in one chest we've already skipped, it's possible that it may not do the same for the other two.
Yeah, and saying this, so there are 2 items in mire. It very well could be both fire rod and hookshot are in here. And now the fun question is, if you find one, do you keep going for the second, or do you just immediately be like,
No.
nope, I'm out, goodbye?
Oh, don't you dare put these on these poor people.
I mean, these are the questions you have to ask yourself when you're running, though. So
Very true, very true.
the viewers, you want the hot scoop on how a runner feels. Like, okay, this is kind of the idea. It's like, okay, you're thinking ahead of time. If I find this, what am I doing?
So far, just a compass and a small key. We've got a few more stuff to check here that's pretty quick. Steal this one key from a little jellyfish and then check the one in the main lobby.
Just some more keys.
Oh boy.
Kappa gets his boots. He knows, and probably at this point, since he did actually legitimately last location this, unfortunately had the mishap with the bomb jump, and Ice Palace probably feels very behind right now. There's our hook shot, and no, Fylion is not leaving.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, you do not take that chance.
Yeah, granted. So hookshot gives us hookshot cave, and it gives us swamp palace. That's all hookshot really unlocked. So it's about 4. I forget how many items we actually found in swamp palace. I was keeping track, but I didn't write it down. So unfortunately, I don't have that.
I think 3.
So if that's the case, so it's 7 items. It's like you're already here. It's hard, and as far as logic, it's like, okay, Ice Palace is in logic now. It very well could be on the pedestal. Granted, the chance isn't huge, but it is still there right now.
I'd honestly be super excited if we ended up finding it on pedestal.
Now the real question is, because Kappa's going to be doing the same thing, because this is all he has. He also has Desert Misery Mire. If he goes into Desert first, no, he is also making a Mire play first. Big Key was in the last possible location.
Oh, come on, last item, be on Vidi. Please be on Vidi.
It is on Vidi.
No.
Oh, I take that back. Kappa is going into Desert first. He just opened up Mire and mirrored. Now, I want to say if Fire Rod is in Desert Palace, I would put Kappa in the lead, because as soon as he finds the hook shot, he's going to be able to leave Mire immediately. But at the same time, if you find the Fire Rod, do you go into Mystery Mire?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There's a shovel.
Uh-oh. Come on, mushroom.
Nope. Bottle with a B.
Hey, that shovel could lead us somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to go to Mire before checking the shovel, though.
And now we get to go ahead and reiterate what we were fearing earlier with Fillion. Does Kappa dip out immediately after finding that hook shot?
Alright, Silver Arrows, this is going to be a nice quick fight.
Oh, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Alright, what'd I miss?
We had a bunch of eyeballs, they're no longer there. Sadly, we just see 20 rupees. That is the third pendant, though.
Yo, yes.
So we're going to see what fylion decides.
Throw caution to the wind, my friend. Go straight to 3. Go straight to 3.
Going back in? Did he? Okay. Alright, knew we were going to see the mirror. Do you die? I mean, you've got to go in. Yeah, I was like, you have to go inside.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Desert.
You don't want to end up pulling ped and it not be nothing if, Fire Rod was right here.
So yeah, Kappa does have a chance to make up time. If he decides he gets hook shot, and that's what I need, I do not need the second item out of here. Because right now it's like when you're feeling behind, you know you have to make decisions that to catch you up. So here's that decision. I've got that. I'm leaving. So he's going to make up time here. At this point now, I would put him at the lead.
It all comes down to whether or not Fire Rod is going to be on pedestal.
Yeah, if Fire Rod was on pedestal, this is Phylion's race, and I think there's too much of a gap because Kappa will check everything now.
Yep, straight to swamp.
And Fylion, where are you going? He's going to 3. He's doing it.
Yes.
Chet, get your pedestal hype in right now. Yep. Get the bless RNGs. Get everything you want. We'll see if he does a blind pull. He's still not pulling the book out, so I have a feeling we're going to see blind pull.
Yeah, and
Blind pull.
Will this pay off for our Fillion? Is he the winner?
Oh, right color, but that is not what you're hoping for.
Oofa. And off to swamp.
So now as far as the difference between the two of them, kind of what you see depending on what Fylion decides to do as far as his routing in swamp. He could do a left side swamp skip, which at this point I could completely see him doing right now. Fire Rod cannot be in Turtle Rock. We've already been in Turtle Rock. The first chest was the Fire Shield, and we were locked out. Could also be Shovel.
Now, that would have been a fun one if he had gambled on that. Go straight over to Shovel. Would have been one doozy of a gamble. We got 2 more checks coming up on Kappa's side. Let's see if either of these will be Fire Rod. Nope, we got Butter and more red.
Yep, we got the butter.
Goodness, Ganon is not going to be able to withstand anything.
There's our big key. So, if I'm not mistaken, we are one item left in Swamp, so it's either going to be on Argus or it's back in that big chest. But this is an extremely close race, so depending on that fire road location, how they route this after Swamp and during Swamp, very well could come down to something, execution in Ganon's Tower routing for that big key, and we found the compass, so last item is in the big chest.
Oh boy.
Alright, now Moment of Truth is finally going to left side skip. Yes, he will.
Good call, good call.
And Kappa is leaving Swamp.
Uh-oh.
Which means if we do not, more than likely, I don't know, this is going to be kind of close. If we don't find Fire Rod inside of Hookshot Cave, it's in Swamp on the big chest. Or it's on the dig spot. One of those two.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm honestly surprised no one's decided to go over to the flute spot yet. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weighing on them because no one's finished at this point. Both runners know that the other one's like, they're still going? I've got time.
Oh yeah, I mean, even granted, you found the boots where you did, but you're looking at the time like, okay, I'm hitting 136. It's like, even with the boot there, you're expecting probably a dot done within the next, I would say, 5 to 7 minutes. Like, you think, it's like, my opponent's probably in GT right now. Alright, so here's Moment of Truth. Hookshot Cave. What do we got? 5 rupees. Fire Rod.
Wha-bam!
So that is go mode for Plasma Kappa, who's immediately going to go in Turtle Rock. Now what really needs to happen at this point is finally needs to gamble on the rest of Swamp not having anything. It's hard to do, but you kind of have to.
Yep. He's got to think, alright, it's got to be Hookshot Cave. I mean, statistically, you've got a better chance of finding it in Hookshot Cave. You got 4 items versus the leftover 3. But that's still a big gamble.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, he's going back in. So more than likely we're going to see, big chest and left side Swamp now.
The terrible thing at this point is we've already found practically every convenience item. There's nothing in that big chest that's going to be remotely helpful in finishing up this game.
Yeah, all that could be, it could be the mushroom, but that's just going to, potentially lead him to Witch's Hut, so just to waste more time.
It could be the good boomerang. Going directly over to left side, grabbing that key.
No, second race will not be right after this.
Yeah, since we're doing this solely on the convenience of the racers, they are going to schedule their second race.
Oh no, Kappa was actually counting items. I take that back. We did not see the map earlier.
Oh my. Well, good. That explains why Kappa decided not to go do it. Good on him.
All right, so a couple more checks for fylion, and then at that point he's, might check the shovel spot, but eventually he's going to be going to Hookshot Cave to find his fire rod. Kappa in the meantime, making his way through Turtle Rock, about halfway through, stole the key from the Pokey. So we're about to get to kind of the main back of Turtle Rock.
Yep. Nice thing about this kind of setup, he can skip both the lava chest and the big chest here. The only way that this will bite him in the end is if small keys are in both. Otherwise, we got one on Laser Bridge and we're fine.
Which is a small chance, but it is still a chance. And if it happens, it does hurt. And right now, I would imagine, you feel behind, you do not want to lose any time. And there's a heart, so we've got 4 more chests.
Mm-hmm.
And fylion is going to check shovel spot first. Just $100 though.
Just some money for your trouble.
Kappa fills up on magic and is about to get to Laser Bridge in just a couple more rooms.
And survey says
There's our key.
we're in the clear. And with Butter and Boots, this should be a very, very quick fight with Trinix.
Yes, definitely so. Oh, hopefully fylion can get past him.
Those dead rocks, man. Oof.
Darn dirty dead rocks.
Taking the safe route, not going with the quick kill, but with Butter, it's just as quick.
Now just to make sure not to accidentally use that mirror.
Yeah, you kind of don't want to do that. And in about 3 more seconds, fylion will have their fire rod.
Yep, there is go mode for fylion, and he's going to be following Kappa right behind in a Turtle Rock. So Kappa leaves Turtle Rock, fylion enters Turtle Rock.
And hey, that's our 7th crystal, so... Oh, nope, that's our 6th, sorry. I forgot. We still gotta go do Skull Woods, folks. That's okay. Give it just a few seconds. He'll be fluting over.
Alright, there's our small key, big key. Kappa's making his way into Dark Lost Woods, where he's going to enter Skull Woods.
Quick dash to the back. Throw the fire rod a few times, and say hello to Miss Mothula.
Need that key. Kappa grabs the key in Skull Woods as well, just so he can save probably a little bit of time. He doesn't have to fire rod the Gibdo.
You gotta spare those Gibdos some love. All they're doing is just standing there. They just want to give you a hug. Yeah, Plasma wasted no time whatsoever. He is just barreling through, lighting everything on fire.
Get out of my way, I am a man on a mission.
I'm gonna say hello to Miss Mothula and wave around a stick of butter. For good old swipes, and Moth should go down.
Yep, but when you have red mail, which doesn't matter for the spikes, doesn't matter for Mothula. You got red mail and 16 hearts. I don't think you're worried about Mothula whatsoever.
Yep.
And that fireball shooter giving fylion some grief.
That dang fireball. And hey, now we've got 7 crystals.
Alright, so just let everybody know the bot is not working quite for that, so we don't have any commands or a leaderboard or anything like that, but we know you like to put numbers in chat when we get to this point, so go ahead and get your guesses in.
My usual is always 13.
I'm going to be nice to the runner just because this seed hasn't been particularly very nice to them. I'm going to go with number 1.
I would like that. Alright, Kappa making the final climb, gonna be hitting that transition warp over to the Dark Death Mountain, and making their way over to Ganon's Tower. Fylion finding that small key, gonna be heading over to Trinex here in a second.
See, Drosy, all of chat is the winner. They got to watch this amazing race, so...
Exactly! And see, this just sets aside my fear of other races in the future being super jet seedy. Nah, they're all gonna be like this. All races are gonna be like barely sub 2 hour. Alright, and with that, we've got Kappa in Ganon's Tower, first heading over to the Hope chest. With Fylion taking down that wonderful Trinex, getting their 6th crystal.
Bomb's a number 1, and a compass a number 2. So no key. We're not going right, not gambling. On tile room, we're going left. Got a key on the torch. Rest in peace, Bob.
RIP.
Right, number 4, we got a map. Number 5, small key. Number 6, small key. And number 7, we got 300 rupees. We are going to be going full left, it looks like. We're not doing any Dark Magician strats.
Well, that'll be a good sign if this is anything like earlier seeds today. Come on, big key. Nope, it's 50 bucks.
Yep, paid 50 bucks.
Alright, Fylion making their trek on back to the wonderful Mothula. Grabbing that spare key just to save some time.
Alright, number 9. piece of heart. So we got 10, 11, 12, and 13.
All right, let's see if my guess is going to be correct here. Here's number 10.
There's 11. We got the red boomerang. 12 is the mirror shield. 13 is a piece of heart.
Ah, boo. I didn't win.
And on we go. Next up, Bob's chest.
Well, unfortunately for both you and the players, you didn't win your guess, but...
Negative. Mine was ruled out very quickly. That's the nice thing about one. You're either right, or you find out really quickly that you're wrong. Alright, Bob's chest.
Well, you know, we are still missing our mushroom. We haven't gotten 100% inventory yet.
Not quite, but that's just 20 rupees. So next is going to be Armos Knights, and we got 15, 16, 17.
And don't blink or else you're going to miss it. There goes Armos on ice.
15, 50 rupees, 16 bombs, 17 small key.
Ooh, boy. It's going to be right side now.
Or could be tile.
Tile room.
Now the fun thing is, if you're fylion, are you far enough behind to gamble in the tile room?
I would sure hope so. I would absolutely love that.
Because that's like, I know, like looking at it's like 150, especially, the main tournament, none of the racers that made it in the 128 are slouches or anything like that. There's no easy race really in this tournament. You can't take your race for granted. But you get to this point at 150, you still have not seen a dot done. You know that your opponent's got to be getting closer or something like that. So it's like, okay, what kind of gambles do I need to take? I don't have many left. What is it? But 18, 300 bucks, 19, 20 rupees. 20, 10 arrows. Oh, 21. We almost had it. But 21 is the big key.
So close yet so far away. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone actually guessed 21.
Yes, we did actually have a 21 guess. I'm seeing if anybody else did. That's a negative. So Huniko 1 is the person that won.
Very nice. Good job, Huniko.
So GG's on your guess.
You have won yourself a lifetime supply of Link to the Past Randomizer and our love and admiration for the next 30 minutes.
And we'll see if fylion when he gets. We'll see maybe if he goes all the way to Stealthos room. Because especially like I believe there were 3 keys. Dark Magician room, so that's definitely one of those things where you might think about doing Dark Magician Slash just because of how many keys you picked up.
Oddly enough, I've been finding that route to be a lot better these days. Although he's killing everything, I think he's going to go full left.
Yep, going full left. If you're doing Dark Magician, you will just go check chest immediately mirror. Kappa making very quick work of the gauntlet, though. 1 silver arrow, 2 silver arrows, 3 silver arrows. Down go land mole is 2. Toad right. It looks like it's flying, but they're dragging their feet on the floor a little bit, so it still affects. It's been a long seed. Can't blame the fairy for that whatsoever. Alright, randomizer room for fylion. Kappa's making the way, almost done with floor 5.
Avoiding those wonderful eye beams, and 1, 2, 3, and a 4. Yeah, not gonna bother checking those chests. We've got everything else, unless he really, really wants that mushroom.
Yeah, at this point, it's like, I'm pretty sure you're not checking anything. Like, I'm at 154, my opponent still hasn't done. Let's just go as quickly as possible. Like, doesn't even stop to actually powder the anti-fairies either. Not even worried about health. I'm pretty sure they still have a red potion from one they found well earlier into the seed.
And a fairy.
That as well.
So yeah, there's not very much likelihood that these guys are going to be taken to death. Fat Kappa's not even going to flinch at the idea of dropping to Ganon. Doesn't take the safety chest from Moldorm 2. He's just going to go ahead and pop up here, beat the crud out of our little wizard man, and be on to the giant pig fight.
Yeah, Ega 1 might have escaped death, but Ega 2, no. You were dying. Sorry. Not sorry.
And it's time for everybody's favorite math subject, agonometry.
Got a 1 and got a 0. Kind of got that blue ball. Knocked him out of the way. So we got 1, 0, 1.
Let's see if we can get some binary spell. Oh, nope. Wait, yeah, he just messed it up. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Thankfully, though, he just needs one more, and we're good.
Yep, down goes Ega 2. Time for the bat to fly off, the duck to come pick up Kappa, fly off to the pyramid of power, drop down the hole, and we got to make some bacon. Oh, don't worry, Nimban. I was going to ask that question.
Mm-hmm. The moment he comes into the room.
Finally, on his way up, has the big key. Kappa dropped down into Ganon. And with Buttersword, makes very quick work of phase 1 and 2.
And a few more for good measure. Yeah, funny enough, I actually thought if you hit him multiple times in phase 3, it actually did more damage.
You would think, but no, he's kind of like blind.
No matter how often you spank that big pig, it's only gonna hurt him once.
Alright, that is phase 3, so we need 4 silver arrows into Ganon's hide. And there's the first. Does not get torch glitch, but not that big of a deal. We've got half magic. We got all this other stuff. It's not really needed. 3 arrows.
Ganon not being nice with the placement, though, picking those corners.
Picking the corners, but does get a nice quick teleport so we can get that 4th arrow in right before the torch goes out. And Kappa finishes. Get your GGs in, chat. Just has to cross this bridge. We'll do so, and we'll finish with a time of, it looked like it was 157.23. I actually do not have SRL up, so I can't tell.
Oh, I do. It was 157.24.
I was close.
Very close.
So,
And speaking of close, how you doing, Kappa?
I think that was everything.
No, you missed the
Absolutely.
mushroom.
Oh, I'm sure it's somewhere. Need a tiebreaker, we can just go find the mushroom.
There you go, there you go. So, with this fun progression, I gotta ask you, since it's probably gonna be sitting in the back of your mind until you found it, since you went to Ice Palace, and logically it was hook shot required, what were you thinking when you were like, okay, I've got nothing else but Thieves Town. What could I have missed in Thieves Town?
Like, well, guess after I'll finish up here and then like, well, it's a sigh of relief mostly, but yeah, wasn't thinking about the boot, I was thinking about the fire rod or hook shot. I was like, well, that's not as great.
Yeah, we were kind of making bets on what would be the worst thing to find as far as item progression goes. And I believe we came upon an agreement that Fire Rod would have been the worst, just due to how linear things would be. Or no, that's what I was saying. Hookshot would have been the worst because of so much stuff that opened up at that point.
Yeah. And we got two places. I got Swamp and Hookshot Cave, but those are also. But if those are also blank, or God forbid, contain the boot somehow to get your fire rod from somewhere else.
Exactly. Now, when you found the hookshot in Misery Mire, what made you decide on just noping out?
Well, might have something to do with how empty the chest on my tracker was, how empty the overworld was, because I'd gotten everything. It's like, well, there's one item here, and there's 6 items out there. Like, well, can't get me again, can it?
That is, yeah, I was gonna say, that was the much better gamble.
Well, two items. Pedestal.
Yeah, but
I
who
guess.
pulls ped these days, really? I mean, come on.
I can think of a person or two that might pull it still, but
What? No. Well, speaking of that person, we got fylion entering the Ganon fight. So we're going to be seeing that finishing up here shortly.
Modified my route to ensure I did not locate the TT big chests and end up doing so anyway. Thanks, game.
It's kind of the gamble when it comes to Thieves Town, you know. This just happens to be one of those 1 out of 1,000 seeds where, yeah, it was necessary.
Yeah, but then you skip it forever, and then you go in, and it's in the first 4, and I'm like, well, okay then. At that point, I just want to see into that, and ride around East Dark World.
That's another thing I'll be bringing up, too, once we get fylion in here after he's done with this Ganon fight. But I wanted to ask both of you guys about your routing, particularly to the Dark World. But we'll get into that here, because he's just about to finish up.
yep, just needs those 4 silver arrows. And this should be 4.
Indeed. Time to slap those GGs in chat for fylion. All he's got to do is cross this very, very scary bridge.
And I see Philly in chat, but get your GGs in for fylion.
I've been mispronouncing his name the entire time, I gotta say. But yeah, he finished up at 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 26 seconds. So GG's.
Thanks, and I won't hold it against you that you said my name wrong for 2 hours.
I appreciate that. That's alright, your first name is now Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, just because we gotta get it out of the air here, when you galaxy brained the boots, why didn't you go to Mire?
Okay, so I was well aware that you need the boots to get into Mire. And you might have noticed that because I tried to go into Mire and I got as far as the front door, and then I realized, hang on, I can't do anything in here. And then I thought about it, and in the qualifiers last week, I would have gone into Mire. Because I did think one of the 2 items I needed was there. But I also said I need 2 items. I bet Kappa's doing Ice Palace. I'm worried that if I don't go to Ice Palace, he's going to get something out of there and get a bunch of lead on that. If I take these boots, I can clear Ice Palace faster than he was doing it, and then still be able to go to Mire. So that was the logic, was I wanted to use the boots to hedge the location I thought my opponent was going to, and it did not work out in this case. I think it would have worked out if, something had been not in the worst spot, that being Hookshot Cave.
Well, you did ice faster than I did. Slowest ice in the world.
I mean, that was a pretty bad Ice Palace. Like 2.5 years ago, Andy and Chris had that race where they had to keep mirroring out of Ice Palace. We had like the same key layout here. We just have better bomb jump tech now than 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I never do that, so I messed it up. No, it's pretty simple, but if you don't use it...
Well, and if you get it wrong, you don't get to retry like the Skullwoods bomb jump.
Yep.
Very, very true. Well, the other question that we were going to have for both of you here, because this played a crucial bit when it came to securing the hammer, what was the decision on routing the east side of Dark World? We noticed that Kappa went immediately over to Catfish and then down to Pod, where fylion, hopefully that's the correct way of pronouncing it. Fylion, there we go. You basically did this whole counterclockwise swoop. What was the idea behind that?
I knew we'd get an item in Eastern Dark World. I did not know that it would be Hammer. And so I said I want to get the 5 items I can get out of... 4 or 5 items out of Pod. And maybe it'll be Hookshot and then I have to go up the mountain for the Hammer or something like that. If I had known going to Catfish would give me the only thing that would beat Pod, I would have been up there first.
Yeah. I'd already gone down, sat in around before even doing anything. So when I get the flippers, my closest way to the East Dark World is through the North way.
Oh, yeah. In your spot, that makes a lot of sense. I put off South Dark World until I got flippers. Because I was like, we're probably going to need flippers to get to the east. I don't want to even walk to Hype Cave without them.
Yeah. I was actually trying to set up a death warp in the Zor area to keep a portal at the potion shop, and I found the hammer, and I'm like, wait, I want to do this thing, but I just got the hammer, which makes it irrelevant.
Yeah.
That does explain what you were trying there. We were trying to figure out exactly what you were going to do. At first, I'd forgotten that you had already gotten the flippers at that point. I thought you were setting up for, some weird fake flipper through a bomb death into a fairy revival. But then after you found that hammer, you're just like, whoop.
Yeah. Well, I was going to go and mirror at the potion shop, flute to 8, take the portal to the water checks, and then kill myself at Zora, and then respawn at the mountain, flute to 2, and carry on East Dark World. This is before I get a hammer, of course.
That was the perfect find at that one.
Yep.
Oh, did you have any questions you wanted to ask him, Sir Linkalot?
No, you're kind of getting the main ones.
Cool. Well, anything that you guys want to say to our wonderful viewers about the race?
I mean, this was just an exhausting 2 hours. Just with the number of times you'd get funneled into a last location, and then the game would open up, and then you get funneled slowly into a last location, and the game opens up. That's a lot of coin flips to weigh the odds on over and over. And 2 hours of that is way more draining than a lot of the other seeds I've played recently.
Yeah, that was the first time I didn't open Moldorm's treasure in 500 seeds, because I thought it might actually be that close.
I mean, what was going to be in there? A bug net? Or a mushroom.
I mean,
Wait, you got
A
the bug
mushroom.
man.
Yeah.
You both did, actually. Yeah, that's
I
all right.
must. I guess I didn't mark it on my tracker.
Oh, it's all good. That's okay.
No,
You
I
get-
think fylion did miss it because I remember there's seeing a gap in his menuing.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah. Oh, it's all right. You left the treasure for those poor orphaned Moldorms. Well, many Moldorms. But anywho, I think that just about covers what we're wanting to go over on this game. Any last words, anybody?
Oh, I do have one question I just thought about. Since you did go, unfortunately lose this race, fylion, do you have any kind of thoughts on what you were planning on making the change?
Not a clue. Kappa, what is the worst choice I can make for you?
I don't know. No logic. The only thing I don't know how to play.
I don't think either of us is finishing that one.
Although that would be kind of fun. Ongoing of 5+ hours, well, they're just guides online for how to do certain things. Oh, well, GG's to the both of you. That was a fantastic race to watch. Hoping that my races in the future will be a whole lot kinder. But, we'll find out. Have you guys gotten a date set for your next race?
Maybe Tuesday. We'll see.
Excellent. Because I definitely want to watch it. It was cool watching you guys race.
It's cool racing.
Cool. Well, have a good night.
All right.
Yep.
Well, thank you two for dropping by, giving us the time to watch this amazing race. Thank you everyone that decided to stay in speed gaming and watch it. Please be sure to go ahead and give a follow to these wonderful, wonderful runners. You can go ahead and find their Twitch accounts or the Twitch channels over at the links in chat. Quick shout out to Vince Easter, who was taking care of the tracking for this entire race. Unsung heroes that they are. These guys do a lot of work for absolutely no fame, no fortune, and with a machine that likes to be finicky at times. But it's an awesome thing to do for pretty much just bragging rights to their own. And thank you for co-commentating with me, Sterling, a lot. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it was a very fun race. I hope everybody enjoyed it. As far as other Link to the Past randomizer, if you aren't already watching it, there is another race that is currently ongoing. It probably started about 15 minutes ago, so not too long. JP Brewers fan and Frostbite 3030 are running on Speed Gaming 5. So
Ooh.
that will be the last race of the night until tomorrow afternoon. So if you haven't got enough randomizer yet today, go on to Speed Gaming 5 and get some more.
Well, I know where I'm going right now. But thanks again for everyone that decided to stick around. Hope you all enjoyed it, and hope to see you all again soon. Toodles!